what the bleep am I doing with my life and business? And if you are in this state, don't worry, you are not the only one. I have been there, and that is why I want to talk about this. I want to talk about clarity. Basically, if you know where you're going, you know what you're building, you know what you're doing, it's so much easier to take action, and you're not in that foggy headspace of just going, I don't know how to use my time, I don't know how to get more income in, and I just don't know how to make it happen. To be fair, you probably do have some kind of clear idea of where you're going and what you want to build, and the bleeping might just pop up to say hello on those more sleep-deprived, hormonal, overworked days. But it's like anything, if you have a pattern and you're creating a consistent run of feeling overwhelmed, stuck, lack of motivation, not really knowing what you're doing, that can quickly become your new norm. And I don't want that for you, because I know you have things to do, things to sell, things to share, great value to bring to your clients or your customers, whether that's through entertaining or educating or informing. I know that you're supposed to do brilliant things. So the reason that I wanted to create this was because I used to feel like this all of the time. And about a year ago, I started to really look at the way that things were going in my life and my business. I knew what I had to offer was working. I knew that I had consistent income. I knew that I had brand awareness, and I was attracting really great gigs in terms of speaking. The podcast was going well, all that kind of stuff. But I was still getting to Friday and having that sense of there was always more to do, or I didn't really have that sort of work-life balance that I was looking for. And it got to the point where I was like, hang on a minute, I need to try and figure this out. I knew that we wanted to have a second baby, or we were hoping to be lucky to have a second baby. And having had our son in 2015, I did feel quite foggy-headed for a long time, mainly because he didn't really sleep. But the steps into motherhood really shocked me, and it took me a long time to kind of find my flow and my new rhythm in terms of working and being a mum. Actually, the baby part of it was okay. I had a very contented baby. We were out and about and we were doing all of the things. But certainly having that information stored away in the back of my brain, I knew that this time I really wanted to thrive and not just feel like I was surviving. So about a year ago, I looked at my methods. I wanted to create something that would support me in terms of my action. I wanted to be able to know what I was working on. I wanted to know where my money was coming from. I wanted to create prompts that were really easy to action. Because I guess one of those things like journaling, for example, you might just go, well, I haven't got 20 minutes and like, what would I write anyway? So I started to become really familiar with what might work for me. And I think this is the thing sometimes when you use loads of different notebooks or you're using other people's methods, that it can be really confusing and everything becomes a little bit scattered, and you're not necessarily checking in every day because there's so many things to add to your to-do list. However, if you can do things on a consistent, regular basis, that is when you're going to get the results. So I'm going to be sharing some really great prompts with you to help you to take action and taking you behind the scenes of what I do. And I'm not saying this is the perfect way to do it by any means, but showing you a framework that you can borrow from, that you can make your own, and so you have a bit more clear headspace. So who is this perfect for? People who are feeling stuck. You know the phrase, too much to do, so little time. Your to-do list is ever growing, which quickly leads to overwhelm. You might also be feeling burnt out. You're always thinking about your business and it seems to be ruling you instead of you ruling it. And you're tired. We're all tired. Maybe you're feeling out of sorts and Generally wish things were a bit easier. Anxious. I know about anxiety. Oh my goodness, about money, about your plans, the impact on your life, and whether all the hard work will all be worth it. And it can feel like you're padding through mud and not getting anywhere fast. And I know myself, when I'm in an anxious period, I'm up and down in the night, my head is spinning, and I don't get the things that I want to do done because I'm too busy in that headspace of thinking, oh my goodness, where do I go? And I'm led by fear, not by excitement. Maybe you're feeling really creative, but you're procrastinating. You've got loads of ideas, you know what you're good at, but you need the momentum to make it happen. And like I mentioned before, you have 1,000,001 notebooks, vision boards, scraps of paper, notes in your phone, but you need a plan of action to action everything. And maybe you're feeling a bit stop-start in terms of action, results, and your general headspace. So don't worry, I've got you covered. And this isn't going to be a just think positive type workshop. Thinking positive is a great and essential thing, but it's only a small part of the story. So, to summarise, in the workshop that is going live on Thursday the 6th of June between 1 and 2:30, if you can't join live, you can catch up on the replay. I'm going to be sharing a proven system that you can adapt to suit your business, your personality, and your circumstances. I'm going to be helping you to clearly define what you're building and where you need to focus. How you can break down everything so you take daily action without spiraling into an alternative headspace. How you can increase your income streams, awareness, and prices. And how you can create places where you can capture your ideas so they actually come to fruition. And also how you can organise your home, life, commitments, daily to-dos with more ease and flow. And I guess that's the key phrase there, ease and flow. I don't want to do that hustle, hard, working until 2 o'clock in the morning and grabbing 3 hours sleep. I know sometimes people like to work in those circumstances, but it certainly doesn't work for me, my family, and my general well-being. So you're going to leave this session with clarity, a plan, space to think, and direction. And as I mentioned, the full replay is available for you. So if you can't join live, don't worry, it's yours to keep. I will also be staying on the workshop afterwards so you can submit your questions. If you prefer to submit them to me personally so you don't have to share them on the call, that's absolutely fine. And I can send you a voice note separately. And as I mentioned, it's going to be one of the last times that I go live before I have my baby. So the link's down below where you can get your ticket and the link and all the details in advance. And also, if you've got any specific questions, don't forget to email me as well. And I will see you Thursday.